What's going on YouTube, Ferocity? I hope you guys are doing well. I recently came across the roadmap for Season 5 of Modern Warfare 3 and Warzone. And upon first glance, I was disappointed. The season came across as lackluster, underwhelming, lazy. 2 new 6v6 maps, 3 variant maps, zombies being pushed to mid-season, 1 new point of interest for Warzone. That feels extremely lackluster. That sounds underwhelming. And I've been somebody that has praised Sledgehammer for the most part with their in-season content for MW3. I think they've done a tremendous job this year. They've really set a standard that I hope that Treyarch can uphold. But this felt like a return to formula. This felt like what MW2 and Vanguard and Black Ops Cold War did. Provide little content and hope that you can maintain your player base. But then I dove into it a little bit deeper. And I have to say, this season might be one of the most unique I've ever seen from Call of Duty. I love the fact that Call of Duty is now trying to lean in to just being silly, not being what it used to be. This is no longer the 2010s, 2011s, 2012s. That's not what Call of Duty is anymore. And it's taken me a long time to come to terms with that, but that's where we're at. Now, maybe Black Ops 6 returns to that era, but I doubt it. I think the silliness, the over-the-topness, the jumping the shark era of Call of Duty is here. And they might as well lean into it. I mean, they're making more money than they ever have. It's too bad that none of that money makes its way into improving the servers, but oh well. At least the game is improving content-wise. And the first thing I do have to tip my hat to and commend Sledgehammer Games for doing is this wonderful crossover with the WWE. Now, myself personally, I'm not the biggest WWE fan. Never have been, but I understand its cultural significance. And I understand that there are probably a massive overlap between WWE fans and Call of Duty players. So this seems like a win-win for both sides. WWE gets some exposure for SummerSlam, while also Call of Duty players get to be their favorite wrestlers in Call of Duty, their favorite first-person shooter game. That's great. This is what Call of Duty is now. It's not trying to adhere to a special theme or identity. It's just injecting whatever they can into the game to sell operator skins. The more in-game purchases they can have, the better. That's what it's about now. But I do also like that the WWE crossover isn't just new operators. We're also getting Slam Deathmatch, which seems like a silly game mode, but that's maybe what Call of Duty needs more of. It needs to take itself less seriously, and something like Slam Deathmatch is exactly what the doctor ordered. Team Deathmatch, but you need to do a finishing move to get a point for your team. And what better mode to inject in the game than one that coincides directly with wrestling? Because what does wrestling have a ton of? Finishing moves. And who doesn't want to buy an RKO just to showcase it in Slam Deathmatch? I mean, I probably won't, but I'm certain that many will. And it makes a ton of sense. So for me, personally, it's not something I'm going to invest in, but I'm definitely intrigued by this type of game mode. It's something silly, it's a one-off, and it's fun. That's one of the things that made the wager matches back in Black Ops 1 so inviting, so interesting, was the fact that it wasn't meant to take super seriously, because you could play matches that were only worth 1 COD point, maybe 10. Now, of course, when you got into the high wager stuff, it got a little bit more serious. But overall, it was meant to be fun. It was meant to not be taken super seriously. And that's what I feel Slam Deathmatch is as well. Something not to be taken super seriously. But not only that, I really like the fact that Call of Duty is also reskinning 3 of its smallest maps, with Shipment, Rust, and Stash House all getting reskins this season to look more like they're in the world of Borderlands. And I know for most, this isn't something that's welcome, something that they like. But for me, it 100% is going to coincide with a Borderlands crossover. And it makes perfect sense. Why wouldn't you want to team up with Call of Duty to promote the brand new Borderlands movie? And why wouldn't Call of Duty want to just reskin some of their maps to provide some unique flavor and look to the game? And that's what this looks like. It's something unique. It's something different. It's not breaking the mold by any means, but it's something different. We've never seen this before, and it's nice to see something unique come to the game. And the fact that it's going to work perfectly with a Borderlands crossover that ties perfectly into their movie, I mean, is just icing on the cake. But of course, maybe that's more speculation than anything confirmed. But it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, look at it. It's the same art style. Who are we kidding? But that's not all that's interested me about Season 5 of Modern Warfare 3. It's also the brand new COD Warrior game mode that has me a little bit more or less interested in coming back to the game. Because like I said earlier with the Slam Deathmatch, I like game modes that aren't going to take the game too seriously. And I feel like COD Warrior is a perfect example of something that's not going to be taken uber seriously. Now, of course, there's always going to be tryhards because, well, that's the nature of gaming. But I feel if you want an experience that is different and unlike much of what's being brought into Call of Duty right now, this is the playlist for you. It's just something completely different that we've never seen before. And I'm always intrigued by Call of Duty going down unique paths like this one. So what is COD Warrior? Well, COD Warrior is a mode that sees 3 teams of 2 load into the action in a total of 15 mini-games with a variety of different rules and regulations. The first team to win 5 rounds is declared the victor. The timers of each minigame range from 30 to 90 seconds, with players having a single life for each round. The modes don't feature any respawns, adding a further layer of tactics to the gameplay. Now, right from the get-go, this reminds me instantly of something like Mario Party. Something that I do play quite often with my girlfriend or some of my friends because it's a party atmosphere and it's a lot of fun. This can have that same effect, and I'm actually hoping that that's exactly what happens here. Some of the mini games that I'm excited for are like this. Beat up the car. Players load into the match armed with a sledgehammer. The first team to destroy the car of the opposition is declared the winner. Rounds last 60 seconds. Shoot. Players spawn in a circle armed with the TYR revolver. The round lasts 30 seconds. Drone Wars. Players are equipped with Storm Ender launchers and bomb drones. Rounds last 60 seconds. The Hunt. Players are split up into hunters armed with weapons, while the others are runners who have no ways to defend themselves other than movement. Rounds last 60 seconds. And there's a ton more here as well. I'm not going to go through all of them for the sake of time, because it will get a little boring. But this is something different, something unique that we've never seen before. And I'm all for this stuff. Call of Duty has gotten formulaic. It has gotten boring. It's gotten the same old jazz it's always had. And unfortunately, because it's similar to what it used to be, it's always going to be compared to what it used to be. And unfortunately, the game can't stand up to how it used to be. I'm just going to call a spade a spade. Modern Warfare 3 today isn't as good as Modern Warfare 3 of 2011. And there's a myriad of reasons as to why, but a lot of them are centered around greed, and not a lot of them are centered around gameplay experience. But decisions like these that are centered around experience showcase to me that the game is improving, that they are getting a bit of a clue now. Because this just sounds like fun. Doesn't sound like the game trying too hard to be something it's not. It's just trying to entice you into having some fun. And that's what games should all be about at the end of the day. So when it comes to Season 5 of Modern Warfare 3, it's not something that I'm overly excited for, but it's something that has me intrigued about the potential future of Call of Duty. And maybe they can lean a little bit more into experience-driven content versus just in-game purchases. Because that's what we have here with Season 5. Experience-driven content. And I love it. But that's my thoughts on this. A little bit different than my usual takes on Call of Duty, but I'd love to hear your thoughts nonetheless. Is Season 5 something you're looking forward to, or is it more or less of the same and you're just kind of over it? Do you think Call of Duty has just become too much like Fortnite? Let me know with your thoughts down below in the comments section. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. If you want to see more videos from me, please hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.